Traveling on a budget doesn't mean you can't enjoy premium perks and rack up some serious reward points. To illustrate this point, I'm going to give you my opinion on 3 of the best budget travel credit card setups, designed to maximize rewards while giving an elevated experience, while all keeping those annual fees very low. What does low even mean? Every single setup I'll talk about has an annual fee total under $100. Let's get right into it. Listen, I know that a lot of the credit cards talked about here on YouTube are the ones with some of the highest annual fees. And I recognize that there are a lot of people out there who just don't want to check off a list of credits and benefits to get those annual fees down to something a lot more manageable in value. That's why I want to highlight the setups that put budget travel credit cards in the spotlight. These 3 are value plays that carry way more than their weight in benefits than they do in the cost. I'll share them with you from 2 sides. One, what it's actually like to hold the setup and how the cards work together. And also, for the math people out there, the hard numbers on how much you could expect to earn from holding the setup and what that means in terms of real travel reward redemptions. The first budget travel credit card setup is what I want to call the Chase Trifecta with a twist. This is a 4-card wallet setup, which is all about focusing on tapping into Chase's transfer partner network while adding a boost for points. Let's talk about the lineup. Card number 1 is the Chase Freedom Unlimited. This card is known for its 1.5x cash back on every single purchase you make. However, it also has some elevated categories as well. You'll earn 5% back on travel when purchased through Chase Travel, 3% on dining, and 3% on drugstore purchases. This is your catch-all card in the setup, and while it doesn't earn the minimum 2% that I typically recommend for cards that are your catch-all card in any setup, I'll explain why that this doesn't really matter when you start to pair it with the other cards in the trifecta with a twist. Card 2 is the Chase Freedom Flex. You could throw out all of the other earnings categories that it earns because there's a lot of overlap with the Freedom Unlimited. Why you want this card is it earns 5x or 5% back on a cast of rotating categories. Those are real earners, and if you can get this card in your wallet and spend effectively in those categories, you're going to earn a lot of points for travel. Card 3 out of 4, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, is the backbone of this budget Chase setup. The Sapphire Preferred comes in with a $95 annual fee. However, the $50 hotel credit that you get every single year, that goes a long way for a lot of people to basically offset the cost of that fee and cut it in half. This card has a ton of overlap as well. It earns up to 5x back on travel in the portal, 2x on travel when booked directly. It also gets you 3x on dining and drugstores, overlaps of categories that the other 2 cards already cover, and then 1x back on everything else. A big piece of this card is not what it earns when spending, because the others in your setup at this point already have you covered. The massive benefit is that it unlocks both transfer partners that Chase has, as well as gives you the option to redeem every Chase point you have inside the Chase Travel portal for 25% more value. That's putting a 1.25 multiplier on every point. For example, the Chase Freedom Unlimited, instead of earning 1.5x on everything, when boosted with a 25% multiplier through the portal, now effectively earns you 1.875x back on everything you buy. Now let's talk about the twist. There's one card that can be added in here that I think makes a difference for a lot of people out there. That is surprisingly the BILT Mastercard. Of course, the BILT Mastercard is the rent credit card. It's the only credit card that allows you to pay rent, earn credit card points for that are transferable, and also eliminates the service fee that basically every apartment complex charges when you pay rent on a credit card. The reason I like throwing this twist into the traditional Chase Trifecta is that BILT has transfer partners of United and Hyatt, creating some significant overlap with some of the best domestic Chase transfer partners that people out here like to use most often. The last thing I want to say is that in 2025, BILT may be getting into the mortgage payment business, meaning that for someone like me, who just bought a house and potentially has 20 years left of monthly mortgage payments or more, I could potentially earn credit card rewards points if BILT's able to slide in and make that a part of their package. Now, the best parts of this setup have to be the value of ultimate rewards points, the list of really valuable transfer partners that Chase gives you access to, and flexibility. If you want to upgrade your Sapphire Preferred for lounge access, no worries, product change that into the Chase Sapphire Reserve. If you don't like the setup and want to go to a $0 annual fee trifecta, you can downgrade in a product change from your Sapphire Preferred into another Freedom Flex or another Freedom Unlimited. Let's look at the real math and point earnings though. We have some valuable data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics that we can divide what a typical person spends in an entire year into credit card categories. When you plug the Chase Trifecta into those numbers, this setup is going to earn 129,672 points. We're going to take the Point Guy's valuation of these points, which values Chase and BILT points as being worth 2.05 cents per point, one of the highest point currencies out there that you can find. When you put that all together, in 1 year, the setup earns $2,658.28. Let's move on and see if the next setup can actually beat that. Now, before I give you my take on the Capital One Duo, I want to mention that if at any point you're interested in going and applying for one of these cards that we talk about, the best way to support the channel, other than actually watching videos and just engaging with the community here, is going out through the links in the description and applying for the credit card through those. It makes such a difference, allows me to keep producing these videos, and I really thank you for any support that you consider doing. The Capital One Duo is of course the Capital One Saver Rewards combined in this budget setup with the Capital One Venture Rewards credit card, a $95 annual fee card. The Saver Rewards has such good earnings categories. You'll get 3% back on dining, groceries, entertainment, and streaming. You'll get 1% on everything else, but that's why you bring in the Venture Rewards. The key with the Venture Rewards is you'll earn 2x back on non-category purchases and 5x back on hotel and rental car purchases inside of Capital One Travel. It's also worth mentioning that this card, even though it's only $95, has a really impressive 75,000 mile sign-up bonus, meaning just getting and hitting the sign-up bonus mark will give you some significant bandwidth in travel currency to get started with. Additionally, I have to mention the Venture Rewards has no foreign transaction fees, access to a Hertz status level with Hertz 5-star status, and offers a handy $120 TSA PreCheck or global entry credit. Now, a common version of this duo is swapping out the Venture Rewards with the Venture X, and you can check my channel for detailed reviews on that card and the pros and cons of going with the higher tiered version of the Venture Rewards. But for this setup, we want to keep annual fees low right from the get-go. Let's look at the positives and negatives of what actually carrying this duo is really like. The whole thing with the Capital One Duo is that the earnings on the front end are just awesome. There's not a lot of overlap like there is in the Chase Trifecta. The categories make sense and you can really earn efficiently on everyday spending. However, going out, it's harder to get a lot more value from your points, so you've got to balance that as well. Capital One has a huge list of transfer partners. However, most of them are internationally based, so until you take that international trip, you may not actually be able to redeem your miles for stuff that's worth surplus value through those partners. The Points Guy values Capital One miles at 1.85 cents per mile. Now, let's visit the numbers and see how it stacks up. Using the same categories, but this time without including potential rent spend because the BILT Mastercard is not a part of this duo, you can expect the typical American to earn 114,960 points in a year's worth of spending. Now, what does this mean in terms of real travel value? Well, when you use the Point Guy's valuation, that comes to $2,126.76 in travel value. Still significant, but not as much as that Chase Trifecta with a twist that we talked about in part 1. We wouldn't be doing this video justice without diving into one of the most underrated issuers for common sense categories and also simple to use redemptions. And that is going to be introducing the Citi Trifecta, a fan favorite for a lot of people who watch this channel and are really invested in building out a solid wallet. The Citi Trifecta starts off with the Citi Double Cash, a very straightforward 2% catch-all card that you use when swiping in non-category purchases. It then adds in your flex spending card, the Citi Custom Cash, which is a 5% category card up to your first $500 in spend. The best thing about this card is the categories are broad. You have a lot of different options, and Unlike the Chase Freedom Flex, which rotates and you have to activate those in the app before you start earning, the custom cash identifies your top category automatically and starts paying you cash rewards instantly. Best strategy with this card, because it only earns 1% in every other category outside of your top one, is to dedicate one type of spend to it and only pull out the custom cash when you're spending in that category. Finally, last but not least, we have to talk about the Citi Strata Premier. This is the backbone for this setup. It has a $95 annual fee, which keeps it perfectly in line with the other two setups that we talked about already. However, it earns 3% back on air travel, hotels, restaurants, and gas stations. 4 incredibly valuable common sense categories for any travel setup, basically packed into one card. It earns 1x back on everything else, but you have the Citi Double Cash, so you're not too worried about that weakness. You also get a 75,000 point sign-up bonus, which again, very reasonable for a $95 annual fee, and the Strata Premier offers a way to offset that fee, although it is a $100 hotel credit on a stay booked $500 or more. So that may or may not be usable depending on your travel tendencies. Just like with the other setups that we talk about, the Strata Premier allows all the rewards earnings on your other two cards to be tied into that card and then redeemed for travel through Citi's travel portal. What are you gonna like or not like if you decide to go with the Citi Trifecta? Well, for the negatives, the international travelers out there among us, you'll probably have a good time with the Citi travel partners. Although, aside from JetBlue, it is hard to find that right fit for travel on the domestic side. This is probably a contributing factor for why the points guy values Citi points at only 1.8 cents per point, which is the lowest valuation on our list. And the one thing I wish this setup had was some form of TSA pre-check credit. However, you're gonna love this setup because everything is in one app. It's simple and easy to manage. There's a healthy sign-up bonus on the Strata Premier and a really low threshold to hit the sign-up bonuses on the Double Cash and the Custom Cash. And finally, you have an elevated gas multiplier for the first time out of any of the cards that we talked about in this setup. So if gas spending is big in your life, this may guide you towards the Citi Trifecta. The total point value mathematically, you can expect an average American to earn 128,208 points. In real travel redemption, this results in $2,307.74 for travel value. Again, based on the Point Guy's calculations. All right, let's break it down. I want you to think about these setups from a usability perspective in your life. The numbers speak for themselves. The Chase Trifecta, largely boosted by its synergy with the BILT Mastercard, does come out on top for your expected value in year one. That's followed closely by the Citi Trifecta and then followed up last by the Capital One Duo. However, your decision is probably not going to be all numbers based, and it's probably not going to be all synergy and just how the cards work. It has to combine in the right way in your life for your spending habits. Regardless of what you decide to go for, these are 3 incredible budget-friendly setups that I almost guarantee if you're not tapped into a good setup now, you're going to find yourself with an elevated travel experience and finally earning points that make sense and actually get you towards your travel goals. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.